everybody. So tonight, we're going to be talking about the latest news within the gaming industry, starting off with the big PlayStation event. But before we get into that, let's see who's joining us today. We've got Chris.
Yeah, nobody cares about me. It's okay.
Just kidding, you
love me and I love you.
Speaking of people nobody care about, TV's Case.
No.
Man.
You always get me last. It's not fair.
That's what he's mad about.
This is illegal.
But that he's in the middle.
It's fine.
This is a criminal act.
Speaking of
I'm
criminal acts, we
betrayed,
got
sir.
Jace Mac.
Yeah, you got that right.
Look
I
at
have
everybody.
nothing else to say now.
Look at that beautiful beard. You can watch it here live on Twitch.tv. We are Rogue Matter. Hello. And I'm your host, Bad Cody Funky Searcher. What's going on, everybody? Well, I don't know why Obama's came out of nowhere. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Button Smash.
Is it even Button Smash without a Serge
Button
Obama
Smash.
impression?
Right?
Really?
Oh, out of nowhere. Oh, man. Amazing. So tonight, talking about the PlayStation State of Play that went down today. And first up, in the PlayStation State of Play, which is their presentation showing off their games, we got Crash Bandicoot.
I don't understand how this is the big kickoff of, yeah, guys, we're going to tell you what's coming on this year. We got a whole bunch of stuff to show you. Remember that game that came out last year? That
Here's
some
a
people
game
kinda
you've
liked?
already seen before.
Oh, my God. But now
It's
it's
got
going to be for
slightly
PS5.
improved graphics, but you can't really tell because graphics have kind of hit a pinnacle.
But now it's going to be on full 4K resolution, 60 frames a second. It's so funny, too, during the live stream. I love PC gamers. You can tell PC gamer because they're just like, only 60. It's like, you just get out of here. Get out of
Yeah,
here, you.
144, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy, though. Like, this whole thing's come up. Like, you're like, hey, State of Play's up. I'm like, okay, cool. I get in there. I'm like, Crash Bandicoot. I'm like, didn't we just get this? And I'm like, oh, didn't we already see the Oddworlds thing too? Oh, didn't we already see Kenna Bridge of Spirits?
They're pushing Oddworld harder than Vince McMahon and a big beefy boy at SummerSlam.
Oh, don't worry,
And
we'll get there.
I don't understand
That's hard.
why. That game has always been kind of like a niche hit.
Yeah.
I don't
what-
ever remember it being a big deal.
It's insane, man. They're just doing this. I'm like, give us hardware. Just give us more hardware. Make it available.
Oh, yeah.
Guys who edit the videos, get in there and start turning screws.
Turning screws.
Build us some PlayStations, god damn it. Like,
yeah. Honestly, between like the Nintendo Direct last week and then this one, it's like, what's going on with these game companies?
Yo,
You know? I mean,
I swear,
I
yeah,
get
it's
it.
CD Projekt Red being like, oh, this is delayed, this is delayed, this is delayed. Oh, but here's a video for this. And, oh, this is not available, but guess what? You can play these games on the thing that's not available. How's that sound? You know, I'm like, guys, just stop. Like, stop just giving us garbage. Just don't say anything. You don't have to have a keynote every 3 months to deliver nothing to us.
Yeah.
You know?
I kind of liked it when we had nothing to look forward to and no news rather than news we've already heard.
Yeah. I would rather speculation. Sell me speculation. I'll buy it.
I'm with Jay on this because I feel like they're pressured to deliver us something, and I think it might be something to do with the shareholders. It's like, all right, we need something to bring our stocks up. We need something a little bit spicy here. Let's I don't know. Here's Crash Bandicoot 4K 60 FPS on the PlayStation 5. You guys like that? Oh, here's some other stuff you've seen before too. And I'm just like, but yeah, Jay, I'm with you. I mean, either come up with something or just stop.
Or say nothing because you're angering the nerds. And that's the worst people to get angry, right? You're angering the gamers. Like, you guys saw what, with stocks, like what gamers are capable of because we grind things out. Like, don't piss us off.
Yeah. Don't piss us off or we'll send a really inappropriate Joker meme at you.
Yeah, we live in a society, man.
We live in a society.
Oh, God, that abomination.
Gamers, rise up.
Stop. He's memeing.
I really do.
But so Crash Bandicoot. Who asked? CEO
Anyways,
of Who Asked?
March 12th,
one thing
that will be
that
available.
does look cool. Amongst some other things. Well, the next thing that they showed was Returnal, which
Oh yeah,
should have workshopped that name, guys. It doesn't scream by me. It doesn't scream. It screams like some kind of like Preparation H like cream, some kind of like old person, like it's on like during the day, like your granddad's watching Fox News and
or like
go,
Activia.
Yeah.
Those
Jamie
Lee
soap
Curtis
We will
Activia
call
commercials.
it Preparation H.
Ba-da-ba-da.
Yeah, this is
Doctor,
definitely
Doctor,
like a
It's just
daytime
like-
soap opera that comes on after Days of Our
I mean,
Lives.
it's got a weird name, but it's got a cool look. It's like this this space game. You kind of look like a discount Sigourney Weaver jetting through this atmosphere that's kind of like a Dark Souls-y type thing. And then they ended off with like the P.T. demo house. What?
Yeah.
What the hell is
Yeah.
that about?
I was like, are we in Resident Evil 7 right now? Is that what's happening? You're just going into this creepy looking house?
What is going on here?
Yeah, I'm very confused about this trailer. I mean, it looks, smooth, it looks zippy. I don't know. It doesn't super interest me, but I don't know. It looks okay.
I thought it looked really cool. But then again, my expectations for things is normally super low. As soon as this thing came on and I saw, the protagonist like dashing forward and stuff, I'm like, oh, cool. It's like a 3D Mega Man, or like maybe it's a bullet hell. And I've never like played a Destiny game or anything like that, so it may be familiar to anyone with eyes who's been playing contemporary video games for the past 5 years. But I'm just like, yeah, I'd give this a shot. I'm not like chomping at the bit. You got to give me a little bit more, but it looked totally neat.
Yeah,
I want to play a demo. I want a demo
The
of
graphics
this.
are actually impressive. I think the textures, the fidelity, the character design. I like the suit. The powers look interesting too. The enemies, it's this weird like space horror kind of thing. Like they're not really going for Dead Space. Like it looks more like a Souls-like, the way the creatures look and how they move.
Yeah, I don't like the enemies for some reason. They're too
Really?
Yeah,
Two octopuses.
I don't
What's going on
know.
with them?
They're creepy. I'd rather them be like,
Spooky. No, they're spooky.
I don't like scary.
I don't like scary stuff.
there's
Okay, I
some
like
goop.
nice things. Give me some Animal Crossing enemies. Those-
Tom Nook and his debt. Now that's scary.
yeah, that is scary. That's actually
Crippling
terrifying.
realization.
So what do you guys think of the end of the trailer here and what's going on? Because this looks like that. And for those who don't know, the P.T. demo is that infamous demo that was supposed to be Hideo Kojima's Silent Hill game.
Yeah. And
Right.
Guillermo del Toro.
And Guillermo del Toro.
And Norman
which,
Reedus.
there's a whole, that's a whole other bag of snakes to unpack. But once this character goes and opens the door to this house, it looks just like the demo house. It looks just like that haunted house. What's are they? Did Sony kind of throw it into? They're just like, we need this in a title somewhere. We need this to be somewhere. Gamers will pay attention to it. They'll buy it. Whatever the hell it is, we need it in a title. And we need it soon.
Give it now.
Right? And this developer's like, I don't know, I'm making this space horror, third person open, shoot 'em up kind of thing. I put it in that. It's so oddly played.
It tells us it's gonna be a psycho thriller as much as it is a space friggin' odyssey. It's gonna be somewhere between the two of those. So yeah, I mean, interest. I wish I knew more about the concept, but
It's
whatever.
It's
It
got
looks
that
good.
Edge of Tomorrow kind of feel, right? Is that what it is?
Live, die, repeat.
Yeah, with
I
the
mean,
Blunt and Tom Cruise.
Yep. Keep
It's-
dying, come back.
It's just we love to see it.
Except this time it's not the same thing that she's
No
playing
original
through.
IPs anymore.
No.
Not allowed.
no.
Except for
It's not
one.
like there were two games like this. It's not like there were two time loop games on this list that they told us.
I know. Yeah.
yeah. Like, no original titles, like ones that, are mandated to look like Fortnite, like Knockout City. So Knockout City looks like a dodgeball, like Fortnite skin game. It's really interesting. I'm just like, I don't. It could be fun if it's like a free to play title, which I hope it is,
Yeah.
because I mean I can only see like younger people buying into this, but it's just this big open city where it has this like Fortnite aesthetic where everything's all like smooth and the characters are very like cartoony like, but it's a big game of dodgeball. And in this trailer, they're showing how like you can hook shots, you can bank shots.
You can be the ball.
Yeah, you can actually literally be the ball. You can be the ball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can be the ball.
Yeah, you better have to dodge
When I
wrenches
was
in the
watching
tutorial.
this, I was writing down just a whole list of ball puns to put on the show. But then I'm like, wait a minute, we're supposed to be PG-13 now.
Oh,
So,
well, I was going to call
maybe
this
not.
Knock-Up City.
I mean, I don't know who
the
made
less
it, but
popular-
PG-13. Just don't make insane jokes that would get you canceled. Like a
Listen,
certain person
I mean,
from a Disney property.
They
Topical
got
joke.
they got big balls, they got little balls, they got men. turning into
Okay,
balls.
Casey, eject button is where. And
That's
go.
it. That's what
They could have
did it.
used the
But,
AC/DC
I
song
agree
"Big
with,
Balls."
with Brooklyn Michelle and some other guy in chat. Like it doesn't look bad. I mean, if it was free to play, I'll definitely pick it up.
Yeah, so when I first saw this, I was like, "Oh, this is definitely a game that I want to play with you guys." You know what I mean? And continue to play because, first of all, I need to break away from Rust. I tried to return Valheim, and they wouldn't let me because I'm like, "Oh, this game's kind of boring." But this game looks fun. I'm excited to play this, and I want to hold my team accountable, and we actually participate in this.
I mean, you
We're
can
supposed to play
literally
Rust with
hold
you guys,
them
and I didn't.
accountable if you make them into a ball.
That's true. I'm going to turn every one of you into a ball.
Yeah, it's
man.
so
So the
awesome.
other funny thing about
I
this-
did really like that part of the trailer where the teammate turned into the ball, and then the one guy threw him, and then he came out, and then he held the ball and tossed it. I was like, oh, that's actually some pretty cool tactics going on here. I can see it being fun.
You can
I can
charge
see,
it up. You can dunk them.
Yeah.
Dunk on somebody.
You could literally dunk on somebody with somebody.
They also said that there was there's a beta that is available, and they directed people to the website, except it's already closed.
Yeah.
So-
Well, that was specifically for PlayStation, I think.
No, it's crossplay.
No,
Oh, was?
crossplay.
Crossplay
Yeah.
beta.
So what?
Whoa.
Yeah, so I went to that site because I was like, oh, I'm interested in this. Because first of all, anything that comes out on these state of plays, I'm like, oh, why are they? First, another weird thing, right? Why are you guys showing non-exclusive PlayStation things? Like, you guys are showing games that are available across the board. Like, this is available across the board. Kenna, Bridge of the Spirits, across the board. A bunch of other games are available across the board. Like, why are they even in that for PlayStation State of Play? Because you guys have no content to deliver to us at this point. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, I go to the thing and I'm like, oh, it's closed. I was like, when did that close? Is it going to be soon though? And oh no, it already happened. Oh, all right. Well, screw it.
Yeah, I mean, cool. We'll see it. We literally saw the same game last week. I thought this was cooler because we got to see more of the game than we did with the Nintendo Direct. So that was good. I think they're thinking that this game is gonna take off quite a bit. It's it's Fortnite, but a little different spin. It's not just a freaking shooter that we have 8 billion of them.
Yeah.
So
Thank God for that.
I'm into
We
that.
have all the shooters.
We
but is
do.
there a battle royale version of this?
Stop it.
Yeah. I mean, probably this is probably a battle royale mode.
This
in
probably
this,
is
but,
it, yeah.
I can see this getting sweaty just for the memes, the
absolutely.
comms, going on during gameplay. She's like, "It's around the corner. Come here. I'm making you into a ball.
Okay.
I'm a
Yep. Don't
dunk
turn
on
myself
a,
into a ball.
right.
I'm all out of
Your
balls.
dog water?
Come here. I gotta dunk you.
I'm gonna dunk on a dude with another dude. I can do some good meta gameplay. Speaking of good gameplay, this next game they showcased actually looked really good. I was like, yo, it's a game called Sifu. It's a third-person action game featuring hand-to-hand combat. It puts you in the control of a young kung fu student.
It puts
on
you
his
right
path-
in the middle of Daredevil episode 2,
Yep.
Yes.
where you're fighting a bunch of guys in a hallway, and it's pretty spectacular.
Tell us more.
I was blown away right from the beginning. I didn't even know what it was. The guy is just, you have this young Japanese guy, and he's whooping dudes in the hallway, and then he gets clobbered, and then he grows a beard, and then it cuts to a little vignette of him getting older and fighting dudes in different locations, and getting a little older and fighting more dudes, and I'm like, okay, you had me at fighting dudes in a hallway, and now you've got a protagonist that's aging over time. Good enough for me.
Yeah, I like
Yes.
its style too. It's very, very stylized. I don't even know what to call it. It's not quite cell shading, and it's not quite. It's from the guys
It's
who
that
made that
in-between.
other fighting game.
It's the Virtua Fighter character models that they just res.
For the new millennium.
Upscaled remaster. It is the trend, but it looks really cool, and I like games that have this hand-to-hand combat thing. I loved Sleeping Dogs. If no one's ever played Sleeping Dogs, imagine GTA, but less focus on guns and more focus on hand-to-hand combat and fighting. You do more damage with martial arts fighting than you do with guns, and it has a great story. So I'm really psyched to see a game like this. At first I was like, wait a minute, is this a Sleeping Dogs rip? And just like Casey said, they had the hallway fight, just like the Netflix Marvel shows, and a lot of people on online. We're just like, okay, Netflix Hallway Fighter Simulator.
Yeah.
Based off of Old Boy.
So good. Oh man.
I wonder, is this going to be across all platforms, or is this going to be PlayStation specifically?
Unclear. I don't even think they didn't even give us a. They said later this year. We don't even have a release date yet. But this was the only title that we haven't seen anything about it before.
Yeah.
Everything else that that quote unquote announced, or rather had, were titles that we've seen before, including Solar Ash. Does anyone actually care about this game?
Hyperlight
Solar
Drifters.
Ass.
I mean,
Really?
it's made from the guys who did Hyperlight Drifter, so I'm really interested because I really liked Hyperlight Drifter. It was that isometric game that was so like pixel arty, and the music was cool as hell. I mean,
Yeah.
and this is I think I just saw Annapurna in the trailer, but yeah, the guys who made like Heart Machines, who made Hyperlight Drifter, it's a very small team. Like I think Hyperlight was one guy at first, now it's a small team, but I do like its journey. If you guys ever played Journey on PlayStation, it kind of has like that vibe with like some of the Hyperlight Drifter. So I like games like that because I don't know what's going on. And I'm so in. It's so stylized. I like it. Just this beautiful art piece of exploration. I mean, you can pause any part of this trailer and make it a wallpaper. And I love stuff like that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
That's definitely like a hallmark of the Annapurna games, who is a great distributor. Or rather, they're a studio that has a bunch of people, smaller studios under them. But like every game that they have on their roster just looks like so gorgeous. It's the like epitome of of quality indie games. It's great.
Yeah, pretty good.
We saw after Solar Ash, we saw Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach.
Don't you mean Five Nights at Freddy's Alien Isolation?
Yes. What's cool, it looks like it's breaking the mold of the usual formula where you're like just stuck in a room. Now you actually can walk around the place.
That's one of the reasons why I'm actually super interested in this game.
Yeah, man.
All the other FNAFs are pretty cool, and I've always liked the mystery aspect of the lore, which honestly is more fun to follow than the actual like games themselves. Because you play that game for 10 minutes and you're like, okay, cool, I get it. Like, cool jump scare. All right, cool, like resource management. Like, got it. Okay. But then you look into stuff like there was some kid who got bit in 1987, and maybe it was all the act of a serial murderer who like lost his child, and one of his childs got like locked in one of the suits, and the guy got locked in one of the suits. And are the suits alive? Are the suits possessed by the souls of dead children? Like, there's a reason that this took off for more than just, oh, cool jump scare game, Markiplier, so great. And this looks like it's completely taken to another level.
Yeah.
The graphics
in a
are
mall,
actually
basically.
good. Like, originally, the graphics were not great. And it was almost kind of on purpose because the developer, Scott Cawthon, he developed like another game, and people were like, wow, the graphics are really creeping me out. So he made creepy animatronics out of his, at the time, mediocre 3D modeling skills. And he made a goddamn fortune doing
Mediocre.
it. Was, but I think
there's a lot of people who are fans of this franchise who were, I see, commenting during the live stream saying, "Oh, finally we can actually move around," and people were hyped about that too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everyone who's been like playing and buying all the DLCs and all the games are really hyped for this, and it looks really interesting that you can actually get to move around because you can have the developers are going to have a lot of fun with this, dude. There's so many things that you can do now to really get to the player,
And who knows? Yeah. I mean, if this works out, you could see something like maybe it stops being a horror franchise. Like maybe they make it into like a Dead Rising where it's one security guard trapped in a mall with like hundreds of animatronics Freddy's that have gone buck wild. Like, I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I like that they're, I like that it's still a horror genre, but I like that they're branching out with different gameplay styles. I think that's something that was sorely needed in this franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, it was what, 5-6 games of basically the same thing? Am I
pretty much?
Yeah.
I think so. I think I got the first one on iPad.
I know, and listen, don't get me wrong. Like, one of my favorite franchises is Punch-Out, which is just move left and right, duck, and throw two different kinds of punches. I'm not asking for the world here with some of these games, but I think after a while, especially when you have a fan base that has grown up, I mean, it's been around for like 10 years now, which is insane to say. out loud, and it makes me feel super old, and I'm ready to face my own mortality on this podcast.
Dude, like, so speaking of games that have been around for a long time, Oddworld.
Yes.
Oddworld.
Let's move on.
Soulstorm. I mean, listen. Where is this CEO of Who Asked? Okay, because he's just rolling out the Nintendo Direct, like this. I mean, he's in charge, or that person is in charge of everything. That CEO of Who Asked? Because I don't want to blow any smoke on anyone who likes Oddworld. It was like, I love that game back in the day. I had the original Xbox with the Big Daddy Fat controller, and I had Oddworld, and
I feel like isn't it like super old? Like it's on Genesis or something?
No, PlayStation.
It's older than that.
PlayStation 1.
PlayStation 1 was on there. However, the interesting thing about this title, which I think is actually a cool move, is that in April, so it launches on April 6th. However, it's going to be the free, one of the free games of the month for PlayStation Plus. So if you have PlayStation Plus, you're going to get this and not have to pay for it. So that's great. But I think that one of the challenges that Sony's going to run into is that it seems like this year, especially since the launch of PlayStation 5, their goal has been to release one free game that's new. Kind of like the Xbox Game Pass model as well, where they release new games for those folks. So on the plus side, if you got PlayStation Plus, you can try it, and you don't have to pay for it. After April, you will, but why not?
Yeah, for all you Oddworld fans, we got Crystal Twitch in chat, who he had it on his PC back in the day. Damn, that's some old school game right there, boy. You had Cake Eating Dragon, who had it in his PS1 with his uncle in Chile. Nice. So, I mean, there are fans of this thing, and during the PlayStation State of Play, there are a lot of them in the live chat who are just like, oh, I can't believe it. Oddworld, my childhood, let's go. And I'm happy for those people, man. You got a game like this that's been around for a long time, and you see there's a new edition of it. Hey, there you go.
I'm not gonna yuck somebody's yum. You know what I mean? But but just give me the hardware. Just
I think Abe was almost like Crash Bandicoot is unofficially like a mascot for PlayStation, but like Abe was kind of there like right next to him as far as like weird stuff. When PlayStation first came out, I feel like they leaned into Oddworld pretty hard.
Yeah, he's been there for a long time.
Yeah.
But there are some newcomers on the rise, and this thing I am really actually looking forward to. I love games like this. We're talking about Kena, Bridge of Spirits. This
new
thing,
IP.
Yeah, I'm psyched for this. It looks like a Studio Ghibli meets like a Pixar type type beat, and it's so cool. So for those who don't know, Kena Bridge of Spirits is a story-driven action adventure set in a world fit. I'm trying to read the description because we don't have any other information about it. Here's what it says on the website: it's a story-driven action adventure game set in a charming world rich with exploration and fast-paced combat. Buzzwords, whoa! Players find and grow a team of tiny spirit companions called the Rot, enhancing their abilities and creating new ways to manipulate the environment. Ooh,
so Pikmin?
Interesting. So in the trailer, we see these little Rot characters helping our main character pick up rocks, move things around, to traverse the environment, and you have this little rich story. And some of it reminds me of Fable, this little young adventurous character in this world full of magic. What? I liked Fable. What do you mean, but good? Oh, come on.
Did you play all three of them?
Yeah.
Okay, and you felt the last one didn't run out of steam.
Okay, let's not talk about the last one. It's like playing Mass Effect. It's like, Mass Effect. Really, the last one? It's like, okay, we don't. It's like the Ninja Turtles movies. There wasn't a number 3. But yeah, when you guys were watching this trailer, I mean, this Pixar-esque trailer. What were you guys? What was your reaction?
Well, I was ignoring all this because we already saw this trailer at a PlayStation event last time.
Wait,
what I was waiting for though was the release date, which we got. Which is 6 months later than when it's supposed to come out. All right, you guys are killing me. This is what I wanted to play.
Everything's delayed.
Now, delayed.
Was this a different trailer though? I thought it was. I felt like we saw a lot.
It might have been.
There's more stuff in here. This one.
Yeah,
it might have been. I was just blind with excitement.
So when this popped up, I was like, "This is the game that Jay was really amped about," and I was kind of like, "I don't know why he was so amped about it." And then then the trailer got past the second scene, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this looks pretty sick." Actually,
yeah.
I'm with you, Jay.
Yep. I can't wait for this game to come out, but it's just I just knew it was going to get pushed back because I was searching for it a week or two ago, and I'm like, when's this game coming out? I knew it was supposed to be around March is when they said that was the case, back in the other event, and then you go to the Wikipedia page and it goes initial release originally like, March or Q1 2021, and I'm like, that means it's delayed. And then I saw this, and I'm like, yep, just bring it to August 24th. I'm like, come on.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah. They say you're okay, but you're not okay.
Yeah, I am hyped for this game. It looks good. It looks like a nice little, because I like RPGs and adventure games, and this one is so stylized, like a Studio Ghibli, which I love all those movies, and Pixar. I mean, who doesn't like any of those? And when you bring them both together, you got good football and stuff like that. All right, so moving on to the next one, we got Deathloop, which is that game that kind of looks like Dishonored, but it's not really, in which you're in a loop of death, and there you go. No one's really.
I think this marketing team is working.
No one's
so
really
freaking
looking
hard
for this game, but they keep showing it off.
Yeah, I think developers are like hyped for this game and they really want it to succeed, which is fine, good for them. But like, we've seen a lot of this game and it's still not out.
And what's the point of the game? We've seen so much, we don't know anything about it. It's like Burn Notice.
If you stop moving, you die. No, wait, that's Crank. No, I don't. Listen, I don't really know what to expect from this anymore. I think the sincere problem is everybody was banking on the plague being over.
Yeah.
And it's not. And it has really, really futzed with development times. And that's the world we're living in, baby.
But I think one thing that I am liking about it, like Sony, it seems like Sony has been, like a lot of Sony titles have been pushed back. That's not a bad thing. Like if they're giving them the time and saying, yeah, take the time to keep working on this, that is a much better scenario than Cyberpunk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but just I guess like don't give us anything. You know what I mean? Like I know that you have to have press releases, you have to have information, you got to keep it relevant or else people are going to forget about it, but like Cyberpunk gave us too much and then it delivered nothing at the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Duke Nukem forever'd me.
Yeah.
Oh man. Speaking of games that give you stuff, I don't know how to transition here. Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate. Nice trailer. The addition of Yuffie is coming here, which is neato. Anyone looking forward to this?
Yeah.
Just I got to play through the first remake though. Maybe even the first game originally. I always get to the same part no matter what version of the game I play, and I just stop. I think it's like a meme I've been doing for the last 23 years or whatever it is.
I freaking loved the remake, and I think there were rumors that this was what was going on, was that we were going to see an update, not the full next part, but a smaller update, and that's what we're seeing here. And on top of the added update, of course, on PlayStation 5, the day that releases, you will have the upgrade to PlayStation 5, as well as if you bought it on PlayStation 4, you will get a free upgrade to PlayStation 5, which is the correct way to do these things, as well as of course, the save transfer, your save state will transfer as well.
Sweet.
Now here's the catch with that too. If you bought a PlayStation 5 digital, which doesn't have the disc slot, and you have this game that's on disc, then you don't get the free upgrade.
Yes.
Because
I have this game on disc.
So if you have this game on disc, you need to get a PS5 that has the disc. So the thick boy, so that you can get the upgrade for free. Otherwise, you can't claim the free upgrade. So anyone who bought the digital version, which doesn't have a disc, and it has this game on physical copy, then you're kind of out of luck there. Yeah, that's why you should buy digital.
Or I could save $50 and just buy the game. Right?
You absolutely
buy it twice.
madman.
Yeah.
Buy it twice. Give the disc to my friend who has a PlayStation 4. There we go.
True.
Christmas settled.
I do like I love how this. It's so cheeky. This trailer, it shows Yuffie in that Moogle costume. I'm like, yo, where's her real look? Let's go. And they keep showing her do all these cool moves in that Moogle costume. I'm like, come on, dude, let's get it.
They're straight
The second you can ditch that costume,
right. They
it's
were
it's
straight up
gone.
goofing. It's like somebody in Japan was like, this is great.
My first reaction to this was, oh, cool. They're setting up for part 2. But then it's like, oh no, we're getting spin-offs in the middle of an episodic game series. What is this, Valve? Like, what's happening? Like, don't do this.
Is this a paid DLC, by the way? Do we know anything about this?
I
don't
think it's its own thing.
In on the end screen, it said, when it was talking about the free upgrade, it said you get Yuffie with the upgrade or something like that. I don't know. To be determined, but they did show off the visual fidelity in the PlayStation 5, so they're really busting everything out, because there were some times where I have like a Gen 1 PlayStation 4, so it was kind of chugging a little bit at some parts, so I can only imagine. I can only imagine like playing some PlayStation 5 with, really, really smooth 4K, 60 FPS, so hopefully
apparently,
it delivers.
According to Kotaku, that if with the upgrade you get this for free to PlayStation 5.
Nice.
So that's great.
Very nice.
Cool.
Into it.
Love to see it. Developers taking care of the gamers and moving forward. That's how you create a fandom. That's how you keep people. People are like, yo, PlayStation's doing what? I'm going to stick with them now and forever. But it looks interesting because and Jay, the same with me in regards to not having beat it. I haven't beat it. I played to a certain point, and I think other stuff like kept coming out, like I don't know, Warzone or some madness or whatever.
Like Rust wiped on a Thursday, right?
Oh, every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
That's
exactly. Weird. Yeah. So many like other games come through, and I liked what I was playing though, and it was a lot of fun, especially streaming it, especially having the Japanese voices and showing how superior they are when it comes to
whatever,
things
dude.
from Japan, dude. I mean, like I made the comparison of showing dialogue when we first see Sephiroth, right, and he first walks up, and you hear him in Japanese, and it sounds so much more badass than like no smoke on the English dub actor. I'm just saying, it sounds more badass to be Cloud than
that's
like
because
Cloud.
they made him.
Hey Cloud, whoa! Hey Cloud, you big dummy! I'm
No,
Sephiroth.
that's not what he sounds. No, stop. I will give you.
It's Yuri Lowenthal who's doing the voice.
Sephiroth in Japanese is very much like a JoJo bad guy, where he's like, "Oh, Kurado, I will never become a memory." Like, all right, but I think English Sephiroth is just fine. He's like quiet, sort of intimidating.
He doesn't really talk. You can't complain about a guy who barely talks.
I'm more intimidated by the visuals of him than him as the character. In Japanese, I'm like, yo, like he's not messing. This guy's gonna destroy everything.
So did you guys, by the way, when they were doing the comparison between PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, and like the graphics like upgrade, I'm like, dude, it doesn't look too much different.
No,
like it looks a little cleaner. Yeah, I'll admit, but
the frame rate
like,
was the only thing that I recognized. They're like, look
real,
at these new textures. And I was like,
just
the 4
don't
look better.
put that in there. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, look how much different it is. I'm like, first of all, I'm watching this on my phone. I can't really tell. Secondly, like I'm not gonna have both set up next to each other on the same screen with like this split screen bullshit, trying to figure out which one looks better. Like I'm gonna take your word that the PlayStation 5 looks better than the 4.
I had the same reaction. And I love going back to that meme of same but different.
Yeah,
but still same.
For real.
I'm like if Final Fantasy VII Part 1 is like the peak of what the PS4 is capable of, it's still going to look incredible because it was done at the end of the life cycle. Like, exactly. I don't know how much the PS5 is a step up, but just judging by those comparisons, it's like, do I really need it?
You know when I will admit that the PlayStation 5 is like a huge step up in graphics is when I actually buy one and I have it in my phone. Then I'll be like, yeah, it's so much better. Yeah. Oh my god!
I remain thoroughly unconvinced until then.
I mean, seeing like Demon's Souls, like the YouTube videos where you can actually watch in 4K and seeing the high fidelity, the high quality, like all the textures and the particle effects,
ray tracing, man.
Wood breaking,
it's ray tracing and particles,
and the rust on the on the metal.
Rust?
Buzzword. Oh man, it's incredible. It's absolutely crazy. But moving right along, we had some news with Jim Ryan with his GQ interview. What's going on with that?
So Jim Ryan is Sony Computer Entertainment's president/CEO, and he did an interview with GQ he was answering some hard-hitting questions. The main thing he wanted to talk about was the next generation of PlayStation VR, and even on the PlayStation blog, they also had a similar announcement, mainly that they are heavily investing in developing that new hardware. And right now, the PSVR has this like weird like accessory power brick that you have to plug the headset into, and then that power brick thing goes into the PlayStation, and they really want to make that experience much better. So they're talking about making sure that peripheral is just going to have one cable to do everything, which is going to make the whole setup and breakdown of that much better.
PlayStation owners, are you tired of tripping over your own cables when you play in VR? Well, have we got a solution for you? At least one less cable.
I'm surprised they're still working on the PlayStation VR because they have to compete with all these incredible other companies that are busting out much better peripherals. I mean, I have an Oculus. Greg has an Oculus. The Valve Index is the
Greg
top
no
of the
longer
top
has an
cream of the
Oculus.
crop.
I bought
You know
it
what
off of him.
It's the
so I have an
future of
Oculus.
gaming.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't. Again, the CEO of who asked for PlayStation VR. I mean, I don't think anyone's looking out for virtual reality from PlayStation. I mean, hey, they might surprise us. They might give us something really good at an affordable price. I mean, who knows? I mean, they did a lot of stuff with the PlayStation 5 with the controller and the haptic feedback and all the other technologies they threw in there. How they're able to fit all these different technologies into the PlayStation 5 itself, that huge, ginormous cooling system, and all the different, like slots of RAM, a slot for, a big old fat SSD, so who knows what they're working on with virtual reality, but I don't think anyone's looking to PlayStation to actually break ground with virtual reality. I'm sure
I disagree, man.
It'll be fine, but I want to be surprised.
Yeah.
I want to be super surprised when they're like, here is I want them to get that guy from Apple who does the presentations, the guy with the shaved head who's just like the single piece of silicon in the new.
Oh, Johnny Ives?
Yeah, Johnny Ives. Yeah, the new.
He doesn't work for Apple anymore. He quit.
Yeah, he left.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, this place sucks. I'm out of here. And then he walked out of the mall. No,
He's like, they're not machined from a single piece of silicon. It's a lie. It's a lie.
Well,
he did quit, though.
Yeah,
so
but
I do think that that when PlayStation VR came out, it kind of pushed a lot of developers to make more stuff. Like I do think that was a turning point. That one of the tough things about VR is making sure that you have a rig that can handle it and having to jump through all these hoops about compatibility, and like that's the reason why people go to consoles, is that you get a console and it just runs the thing.
Yeah.
So I think that PlayStation VR, while it wasn't as much of a smash hit, it kind of brought that experience to a bunch of people that maybe wouldn't have had it otherwise. And now with like the Oculus Quest 2, which is a much more affordable solution, and kind of like an all-in-one, you don't need to be tethered to a computer. The fact that we're seeing that more people are getting and having this experience, think of like PlayStation VR, that first generation one was a stepping stone, almost like a tech demo for what we now have even more powerful hardware with the PlayStation 5 to be able to do that. Like VR is the next frontier for like digital entertainment. It's that like that's what's going to happen. We're going to hit a plateau of what we can do as far on one flat screen, and that immersive experience is where gaming is going.
Yeah, everybody wants that Ready Player One, get me into this game type. I want to be able to put my headset on, go to sleep in this thing, wake up.
Yeah, man. I'm looking for
feedback.
Full dive technology from Nerve Gear, from Sword Art Online, man. That's what I'm hoping for, somebody to rig it so I get stuck inside that game for like 2.5 years and I don't come out of Rust. I'll stay.
That's
Rust in VR, like high fidelity VR. Oh my god, it would change the game forever.
So moving on in that interview, the next thing he talked about was them moving some exclusive PlayStation titles to PC. We saw this with Horizon Zero Dawn and Death Stranding. They kind of low-key released that. Like we knew Death Stranding was going to be released on PC, and then Horizon Zero Dawn kind of like surprisingly, even though it's the same engine, so it makes sense that it was easier to make that transition for them. But he talked about how that was like almost like an experiment of seeing like is there a need for this, and I believe they mentioned that like Days Gone is a title that they are looking, that kind of the next title they're looking to bring to PC. So they're kind of loosening up the reins, and that's why a lot of people come to PlayStation. One of the biggest criticisms is that their studios are like super locked down, but it's just gonna be cool, like exposing more platforms to some of these freaking awesome games. Good idea, bad idea? What do you guys think?
I think it's a great idea because I repurchased Horizon Zero Dawn. I had a PlayStation. I played through it. That's probably the last game I actually completed, by the way. Like full, like, you know what I mean? Like I get to the end of every game, it's just like total edging. I just stop. I'm just like, I'm done. I blue ball myself. But I played through that game and I got it again. I'm like, I want to see what it looks like on a 3070. You know what I mean? Like I'm excited to see because I think it's going to look great.
Yeah. Cool. And the last thing, he was also addressing kind of the stock updates. But for the most part, was blaming the pandemic, which is, it is what it is. We already talked about the whole scalper situation, but he is promising that they have ramped up their factories to push out more, and that we should be seeing a lot of the strain on the market get alleviated over the next few months, specifically starting in the UK. So that's good. So hopefully you can get a PS5 soon.
Super good. I only took 2 L's today trying to get it again.
Sorry, dude.
Newegg did a raffle. I'm like, oh.
No way.
Raffle?
Well, not a raffle, but it's, the internet, it's like they call it the Newegg Shuffle. Where you basically put into a lottery, but the same day for a PS5 and a bunch of different graphics cards. And I'm like, don't need the graphics cards, not worried about it, just going for the PS5. And it's like, well, in a couple hours. And they did, and I did get it. And I was very upset about it.
Neat.
Sorry, dude.
They have the PS5 Directs almost like every other day, and I'm taking L's at those, but someday I'm sure it may happen.
Nice.
I haven't lost faith.
And Casey, real quick, speaking of stock, what's going on with Biden looking into the weird stock issues?
So this is like a broader scope thing. Like originally I thought this was like a joke article. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Not an Onion article.
Yeah, not an Onion article, because it's like, why would Biden give a shit? When we say Biden, of course, as Americans, we mean Biden. President Joseph Biden, the 46th president of the United States. There are component shortages with the PS5 and the Xbox, the new one. I forget
chips in general.
I forget the volume. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it falls into line with all these like mass-produced like semiconductors that, are coming in internationally. Or we're making them. I don't even know anymore, because I can't even follow it. The problem is that there's not enough of these things to go around. And that's part of the reason why a lot of people can't get these next-gen consoles, is because they straight up don't have enough parts to mass produce them as fast as they possibly can. And now, there's executive orders that are looking into all kinds of things. He's signed like 100 of them in his first month as president. Like, things are crazy. And now we have the president working to help you get a video game console.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Papa Joe.
What a time to live
be
in.
alive.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
And speaking of things that we kind of saw coming, Anthem. We talked about 2 weeks ago that the next update for Anthem was up for review with EA about whether or not they were going to continue the project, and they decided no.
Is this the Iron Man game?
This is the Iron Man game. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
It's supposed to be the Destiny killer.
Died like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, it had a really turbulent launch, and they said, you know what? The development cycle for this was terrible, and we're going to work to fix the game. So they spent 1.5 years working on developing this game, and they showed, they showed EA, their parent studio, what they came up with, and they said, you know what? There's other things we want to work on. They're actually going to pivot, because it's the BioWare team is going to be pivoting to work on the next Dragon Age title, which apparently they actually just pulled the multiplayer aspect off of that. So it's just going to be single player only, which I think is probably a good.
Just focus on one thing. Like, there's so many delays and so many bad things happening. Just focus on getting the Dragon Age story out.
Focus.
Yes, like don't too many things, too many directions. There's always somebody in management effing stuff up. It's like, we need to do this, do that. It's like, focus on one thing, do it well, and then put it out. That's all.
I want a battle royale Dragon Age though.
Do you?
You go straight to hell.
Do you?
We need the battle royale for this. It's like, but boss, why? Oh, that's what kids are into. I don't know. Just do it. What do I care?
Yeah.
And make them do the floss dance.
Anyways, they pivoted away from working on Anthem. The game as it is will stand. They are going to support keeping those servers up so that you have the same experience you have now. It's just that they're not going to release any more updates other than potential stability things. No major overhauls. And again, this is all lessons learned from Cyberpunk, who also had a delay. Who wants to tell us about that Cyberpunk delay?
Oof.
I think Casey's got it.
Me? Oh, no, I couldn't possibly. It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. I'm telling you that they faked the hacking scandal from, was it last month? When did it happen? This news is coming.
Yeah, it's about a month ago.
Last month there was an alleged hacking scandal where their servers were taken down and they left them a really cool leaked note, a hostage crisis over their data, like holding it for ransom. Like, get out of here, okay? You want to know the real hostage crisis? Lady Gaga just lost 3 of her dogs, okay? That's the crazy thing with a hostage crisis. CD Projekt Red, I am fully convinced, entirely faked this so they would have more time to work on development. And now the latest news about it is that patch 1.2 for Cyberpunk has been delayed. Even, I mean, is it a March release? I mean, I doubt it. I'm not even confident that it's going to come out in March. But that's what they said. They said, oh, because of this thing that happened, this horrible, terrible thing that happened
They
to
had
us.
netrunners attack their mainframe.
I don't even.
Netrunners.
Come on. Like, listen.
It's such a crazy like conspiracy. I mean, are you saying that this kind of solidifies it?
I think so. I mean, what did I say, a couple weeks ago when it happened? I'm like,
You tell us.
I'm like, this is absurd. Like, there's no way that this is real. Like
Smells
what
some funny business.
What person like who is a hacker, a black hat hacker in any capacity of like doing essentially corporate espionage because they stole a bunch of like data of the developers, like personal data, tries to hold it for ransom, but writes like this goofy, I'm 14 and I just hacked your AIM instant messenger kind of message to developers in a TXT file. Like, what? The whole thing about it, the timing of it when they were getting the worst press imaginable, like everyone was dogging on them, and then suddenly they get hacked and the PR spin is like, oh, now we should feel bad for them because, they're just developers like anybody else. They're hard people trying to make a living and they've been hacked. And like, yeah, I get it. These people are working super hard. They're doing crunch. They're pulling, 100-hour weeks as video game developers. But don't you think that the timing of it is just a tiny bit, in the words of Among Us, sus?
It's a little sus.
It's a little sus. And I think now that we have not confirmation that it was a hoax, but effectively, like, oh, now this huge problematic thing happened and now we have an excuse to have a delay. Like, you got your delay. It is what it is. I mean, if I were ever going to be invested in Cyberpunk 2077, I almost said 2099.
2019.
I'm reading too many. I'm reading way too many Marvel comics. If I was ever invested in Cyberpunk 2077, it was when it was first announced and before we knew it was hot garbage, like wine and pizza in a garbage bag. Like, I don't even know.
That is some specific hot garbage.
It's it's a very well, because see, it's like two things that you like that are great on their own, but might not be great together, or might have some serious problems.
This is off the goddamn rails.
Yeah, I'm completely lost. I don't know. Look, I was jazzed for this game when it was announced. It completely ran out of steam for me when it was revealed to be a horrible mess.
There's someone at CD Projekt Red that's just like, he knows.
Yeah,
he knows.
They're gonna do me like the FBI did Kennedy. It's coming.
If we don't hear from Casey tomorrow,
That's it.
we know who did it.
Mm-hmm.
CD Projekt.
My career in game development is over. I've canceled my.
Speaking of
that was it.
that,
I was gonna say, or you could do something topical like the FBI did. Frank Hampton, Judas and the Black Messiah, great movie. See it. Yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah,
it's on my list.
But God, that was a deep dive, dude. That was some Charlie Day.
Listen, I love me a good conspiracy theory. I really do, and it's nice to see one enter the video games world.
Okay,
so weird practices.
Go ahead, Chris.
All right. So there was announced also Activision is going to be releasing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, of course, with next-gen upgrades for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and also Switch. However, what is irking me is I bought this game for PlayStation 4, and to get the next-gen upgrade, it's $10.
$10?
$10 hairs.
I don't understand what, like, I don't know, man. I just think if I bought it for the previous gen system, like, we're in the digital age, man. Like, just give it to us. That's just nickel and diamond.
You know what the funny thing about it is, right? So when you buy a video game, and this is in all those EULAs and agreements and what have you that we've all skipped over the years, you don't actually own the game.
No, you own a license.
You own a license to the game
on that platform,
right? Which they are well within their rights to recharge you for this nonsense.
I know,
and and it sucks, but you don't actually own anything.
Yes, you own the version that you downloaded, but technically, if they decide to stop offering that on the digital stores, you could at some point have the license for a game that you can no longer download. So this is your PSA to back things up. And with that, backing things up, and my outrage over $10 on something that 10 years ago wouldn't have even been an issue. It's fine. I'm just going to shell out anyways. Let's take a break.
Hi, this is Michael Dolce, host of the Rogue Wave podcast. If you like comics, movies, TV, pop culture, and want inside access to the creators behind it, then you've come to the right place. Join us every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, streaming live on Facebook.com/RogueWavePodcast and Twitch.tv/RogueWavePodcast. New episodes available on all major podcasting apps immediately following the live stream. Rogue Wave Podcast, the frequency for all things pop culture and the disruptors behind it.
And welcome back to Button Smash. Thank you guys for tuning in live every Thursday at 9 p.m. on twitch.tv/WeAreRogueMatter. Thank you for everybody who's watching all the VODs, all the videos from the live stream on YouTube at youtube.com/RogueMatter. For following us on social media, Back at Funky, Jay's Mac, TV's Casey, Chris. What's good? And for listening to us on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere you can tune into a podcast. Listen for free. Aren't we so generous? Are we so kind? Are we not merciful? There we go.
So nice.
So coming up in this part of the show, we had BlizzCon 2021 that dropped. And man, did they have some things to show our optic stems.
Did they?
Yarp.
There wasn't much.
Unless another presentation.
Hello,
really
sir. Are you excited for an expansion that came out 15 years ago?
We don't know how to make new games. I mean, we made a part 2 of a Overwatch game, and what we had to announce was there's new textures, there's slight tweaks to the characters. It's a bit more. We've got weather effects now. I'm like, yo,
Yay.
Really? Overwatch 2? You guys just like, we have weather effects now.
Look at these character designs. They're basically the same as the same character designs we've already had.
Yeah, they're talking about like how, the character design for McCreo, we don't change him too much, so we made like his cloaky Clint Eastwood capey thing a bit different. His hat's a bit different now. We don't want to change him too much. I'm like, but they're talking about it like that guy from Apple who quit, the single piece of silicon.
You could have announced this like as, oh, it's just new costumes for Overwatch now, and people would be like, oh, okay.
This could have been in patch notes, and people would have had like the same reaction. They're like, oh, okay.
Same reaction.
Look, you want some more polygons? We're going to give you slightly more polygons.
You know what'll knock people's socks off? New characters.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A new game mode, for Christ's sakes. Just do that.
Yeah, they do have somewhat of a new game mode. It's kind of like how seasonally they have those like different like hero type modes. Like in the wintertime you have like the snowball and stuff like that. So now they're trying to like do story modes, which Overwatch has needed a story campaign mode for the longest time.
Oh my gosh.
They should put out a battle royale version of Overwatch.
That'd be, how would that even
It's going to compete with EA's.
That'd be insane. Enough. People would revolt. I mean, it already, had loot boxes, but yeah.
It's fine.
Chris, what else do they have in there?
We also had a couple World of Warcraft updates. Shadowlands they're just adding some more content. It looks like a new raid, new boss in there. I missed what the name of that was, but it was, whatever. More stuff, just kind of minor updates there. But in major update to World of Warcraft Classic, they are going to be launching the Burning Crusade.
Burning Crusade came out, like Casey said, 15 years ago. Cool.
Yeah, not important.
People have been hotly waiting for this because Classic is still popping.
Yeah.
And people are excited. I mean, like, I got in Burning Crusade. I have fond memories of it. And I don't think I'm going to come back in for Classic, but I'm happy for everyone who is psyched for this.
A lot of hardcore World of Warcraft players have just switched over to just playing Classic. And going through that again. I mean, I can't wait till 10 more years from now when then they just start cycling back through the initial ones, and it's just a never-ending tread. It's gonna be
like Pokemon remakes.
Classic again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's old is new again.
And you get pets in this one this time around now. You get a little panda, I think, right?
And a
is that
sloth.
what it is? A little
there was
ape?
a sloth
Pet
and
Murloc,
yeah.
But there is something that they announced that got people hyped. Diablo 2 Resurrected.
I'm stoked for
I am
this,
actually. I am also kind of stoked for this.
Yeah, this is the one Diablo I didn't play.
Really?
What?
Yeah, I played Diablo 1.
What?
I got Diablo 1 in 1995 when it came out, right? Because like my best friend was just like, dude, my dad got a computer. It had this game on it. He's like, but I can't play it. I'm not allowed to. He's like, I know you can sneak it past your parents. And my mom's like a super Christian lady.
Jesus.
And so my mom was like, my mom was extra Christian though too, right? And she's like, what's this game Diablo? I'm like, oh mom, I have to kill the devil. It's fine. I'm doing God's work. This is me. This is me as a 9-year-old, like lobbying to my mom that I got to keep this game. But
Dude, I remember my dad actually bringing home, like, I remember like we had like our first PC, and he brought home 2 games. He brought home StarCraft and he brought home Diablo 1. Now she was like,
nice.
oh, I had no idea what they were, obviously, because this is like back in the day. Installed them, so I was like, oh man, look at this. And the first Diablo like creeped me out, because I was young, so I was just like, what is this? Like,
with the butcher and everything like that. You
Yeah,
get down
dude,
to level 2. He's like,
remember that.
fresh meat, and you're like, what? You got to go talk to Griswold to make sure that everything's just okay. Whoa, what can I do for you? And like, please help.
Diablo 2 is popping.
Yeah, I tried to play it, and then I was like, I don't know, it's different. I don't want it, because I'm a creature of habit and the same thing over and over again. If you guys haven't been able
every
to tell.
2 weeks you reset.
What's that?
Every 2 weeks you want everything to reset and go back to the way it was.
Exactly, man. Or you're even, ideally every week I want everything to reset. But I'm psyched about this. So what I found funny though is that they also released, or they announced that the Rogue was going to be part of the Diablo 4, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. That's a character that should have been in there from the get-go. Don't tell us that this is something new. This should have been here from the start, because that was the one that was in Diablo 1, the Warrior, the Rogue, and Sorcerer. You should have those 3 always, and then put your Necromancers and your Hunters and whatever else.
Yeah,
that made me angry.
I'm super excited for Diablo 2 as well, because not only it was just a PC game at first, and actually now it's coming to consoles, so we're going to have a very similar Diablo 3 experience. Like, Diablo 3 on console is a very different feel to Diablo playing on the computer, so I'm hoping that it plays just as well, because it's great. And I believe I saw that it's actually up to 8 players at one time.
Wow.
That's cool,
which would be awesome. I read it somewhere, so I apologize if that's wrong, but I was like, wait a minute, you can have even more than 4 people.
Did someone say Hellcows in HD?
Oh my god, yes.
Well, dude, having 4 people is already like a nightmare. Not because it's hard, but because graphically, if you have all those AoE damage,
insane
abilities going off, dude, it's just and
just
plus if you have numbers
paladins
turned on for damage, that thing's just like going all crazy and stuff like that. It was stressing out my old ass computer, but if we have
I'm giving her all she's got, Captain.
Yeah, exactly.
Chug
8 people, that'll be wild, but it'd be fun too.
Yeah.
I have a new machine, by the way. I don't have an old ass machine. This thing's brand new. So I'll invite 8 people to come over and have a LAN party with me. How about that?
Wow.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Can I be the guy duct taped to the ceiling?
Of course you can, dude.
Who else is gonna get up there? It's just you. We're putting you up there.
Anyway.
So we got no release dates on Diablo 4, which is a bummer. But I am super excited for Diablo 2. They didn't really give us anything on Diablo Immortal, which I actually still I kind of do want to try that on get Diablo on my phone, but whatever, it's fun. And then the whole keynote ended with Metallica playing us out. But which for most people, and YouTube was fine, they were able to listen to them playing. But something weird happened on Twitch.
Sweet justice occurred on Twitch to me at least.
Loving it.
At first I was watching this on YouTube and Booster Greg was like, hey, is everybody else's, audio messed up? I'm like, what are you watching this on? He's like, I'm watching on Twitch. And I went back and they're playing like their own like Twitch music and stuff like that. Metallica, the reason why the DMCA is as popular as it is because of the age of sharing music and Napster and everything, and them fighting against Napster and Lars Ulrich being a very angry small man.
Very angry, very small.
Very angry, very small. So small. Metallica, I do like their music, I will say that, but I was so happy to see that they got just muted. It was beautiful. It was like God was just like, you know what? This is what needs to happen right now.
This is for Napster, you bastards.
It was just a thing of beauty, man. It was like, I don't want to necessarily take sides, but like I'm comedy over anything, and this was very funny to me. But also, like, this is the reason why DMCA is as nasty as it is. You
couldn't hear those Lars little crash cymbal chokes every hit. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's his move.
Yeah, and it was, and what's crazy too is that we talk about DMCA and Twitch, and what comes up is that you can't play certain music, or else the music industry is going to get you a copyright strike on your channel, and and now it's gotten to a point where not even on these official channels like Blizzard, even like the Twitch's stream, where they can't even play the music of like the live artist who's playing right now on their official live stream.
Stupid.
It's so insane.
I mean, Metallica
Twitch
probably
hasn't
would
done
have sued
anything to help the situation, and now they're they're a product of what they've failed.
Congratulations.
To do. Yeah,
you played yourself.
You played yourselves. It's
Soul Guy got it
insane.
right though, man. This went full circle. This was just so it made me so happy. I was actually like laughing tears.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's so funny. Imagine being this official company who's got this official world-recognized band, and you can't play their music in the live performance on an official stream because
you're owned by Amazon, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, because
you have all of the money.
Yeah, Blizzard Greg was saying Twitch chat was going nuts too. I bet. I mean, it's just like, hey, you got, this is what you did. You did nothing to help the situation on your own platform and on official channels. You played yourself. Good job. Good.
Yep.
For you. I mean, what's next? Like, some other official company who's going to stream or on Twitch or stream themselves. Oh, we've got Lady Gaga. Got to mute it though.
It was awesome though, man. YouTube was rocking it. I got to listen to the whole song.
Yep.
Do you think it's funny that U2 was literally giving their music away and Metallica can't even friggin' play a live stream?
I know, right?
It's kind of great.
Absolutely incredible. What's happening? What a time to be alive. And speaking of which, I never thought I would see this coming. Twisted Metal TV show,
starring everyone's favorite choice for video game programming now.
I'm done
You're
with it.
Because of Pedro Pascal.
I'm done with it. Like, I like them. They're really good actors. Don't get me wrong. I like them. They're probably fantastic gentlemen. Pedro Pascal, Oscar Isaac. I'm sick of seeing you now. Okay, all right, give it up. Especially where like Solid Snake.
I think this is real.
No, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Like I'm tired of it, dude. Like they're fantastic actors. Awesome. You're in too much. You're in too much right now. Also, I'm pretty salty that they didn't consider me to play Solid Snake. So what the hell,
Yeah, for some reason,
man,
like Pedro Pascal is like the it guy. I mean, I don't think
he's
Twisted Metal
actually in
TV
this,
show.
though.
Who thinks like Pedro Pascal for that? And then
no, it's just because it's it's TV show. Oh, Pedro Pascal is going to be in that, right? Like,
yeah, right.
What?
Like the Last of Us, Joel. Yeah, but Pedro Pascal, obviously.
Does Pedro even know that he's going to be in this, or are we just like coming up with a list and then we're going to be like, Pedro, you have to do this or you're going to be in trouble?
No, guys, I'm pretty sure he's not in it. The article we're looking at mentions him, but it's just referencing the Last of Us show that he's in. Oh.
Well, okay, fine. I probably didn't read the whole article, but
Yeah,
I
you
got
definitely
fucking super angry.
Yeah,
Wait,
don't be so
why is the article referencing him if he's not in it?
Because it's talking about that this is the kind of one of several high-profile TV video game projects that's going on there.
What is this
That's why.
variety?
Well, you know what? I changed nothing about my
Your answer. No.
Yeah.
We're definitely still oversaturated with Pedro Pascal. He seems like an incredibly genuine, wonderful human being.
and I'd love to talk to him on the show.
Oh,
but-
100%. He's everywhere. But really, the only thing that we're looking at is that Michael Jonathan Smith, who has been one of the writers for Cobra Kai, has been tapped to executive produce the series, which was going to be on Showtime. Oh no, sorry, no, that's going to be on. What is it going to be on? What did we write it on? I wrote the notes on here. Oh my gosh. Oh, actually, I don't know.
Is
where
it
it's going to
Paramount
be.
Plus?
Paramount Plus is actually going to be getting a Halo show that apparently is about 60% done, 60% shot before the pandemic, and they're about to start back up. That was supposed to be on Showtime, and now is going to be on Paramount. But I don't know if we have a platform for Twisted Metal. However, that's still pretty dope, though. Like, I want to see a flaming clown driving an ice cream truck and killing people.
Yeah.
Into it.
I want to see a man who's been fused to 2 tires. That's his mode of transportation.
It's funny, this Halo TV show just like coming out of nowhere. I mean, you say they're like 60%, done filming already. I mean, it's crazy too, because I mean, did they have this in the back burner? Did anyone know this was being made? I mean, for the longest time, Halo was this property that they were trying to get made into a movie. They pitched it to Peter Jackson. He said, no, this is too big. Steven Spielberg, he was like, this is I don't want to touch that. Video games and fans, and they're the fan, how crazy. I don't want to like muck it up and them come after me. Those crazy gamers and stuff like that. Now a TV show. Interesting. I wonder what's it gonna look like? I can't wait to see what they've cooked up. You know who's doing the voice for Master Chief, by the way? Who? Is it Pedro Pascal?
No, it's Andy Dick. Why would you think? Andy Dick? No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
Stop it.
Lies. All of the lies.
I'm Master Chief.
But it could be better. Yeah.
Where's the Covenant? Oh man, yeah. So we're gonna see all sorts of video game TV crossovers coming up. As long as it's good, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
It delivers the visceral excitement of playing the game, along with a much deeper emotional experience around the Spartans, human beings who got their humanity chemically and genetically altered. David Nevins, Chief Creative Officer, CBS in German. Interesting. Okay. I mean, show us something. Also, Paramount Plus again. CEO of Who Asked?
They're bringing back
that's the title of the episode today, by the way, guys.
Who Asked?
Oh, yep, there we go.
CEO of Who Asked?
CEO of Who Asked? I mean, like companies. Listen. Not all of you. I know Netflix is sexy, and you want that model, and it's a really good model. Disney Plus is doing it, and then you're all like Paramount Plus. No, Who Asked? CBS. Who Asked? NBC. Who Asked?
CBS is the only one that I might subscribe to, because they have that Star Trek or the Picard.
I saw that in an advertisement on Paramount Plus.
Oh, really?
For Picard?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Odd, right?
Man,
Yeah,
CBS CBS has been actually doing this for a while. Like, they're definitely like the pretentious friggin'
big time.
locking all their stuff behind there, like outside of everybody else has just put their shit on Hulu. But I don't know, man. Paramount, like, we're getting oversaturated with like all these different streaming services.
Yeah. Apparently, CBS is Paramount Plus. It's Paramount Plus is Comedy Central, BET, MTV, CBS, and Nickelodeon.
Well, it's everything. It's everything Viacom owns.
Yeah.
Soul Ghetto Guy's right. Peacock is another one that's quietly taking over, but like,
really
Peacock is at least free. Like, you have to
there is
pay for a
content on
plus
free.
service for certain things, but like, I was able to watch a ton of stuff for free on there.
Yeah, they're pulling the Hulu model of you can go on, watch like recent things, but if you want everything, the whole back catalog, you got to pay for it. Which I think is like, that's not a bad model.
It's fair.
You know what I'm going to do soon though? I'm going to get a cable box and just start watching live television.
Yeah,
again.
Dude, it's so insane too
Housewives.
how Peacock like bought WWE, like NBC bought it, and it's going to be on there. It's so insane, just millions of views, millions of subscribers.
Oh wow.
Well, what they're doing is kind of dubious. Like, so the app is free, right? But they're going to have 3 tiers. There's the regular base tier. There's another tier for like, I think $5 or $6, but it's going to have commercials. And then there's like a $10 one where you won't get commercials and you get everything.
Oh, so it is the Hulu method then.
Yeah,
That's
pretty much.
Exactly what they did.
Yeah, so they're pretty much like shepherding people to that higher end product, where it's just like, oh, you're not going to get commercials and you'll get everything. So there you go. I mean, you might as well just tell people it's $10.
Yeah.
But they also have had they've had content on there, like the Psych movie, the Psych second movie that was on there. They actually released on Peacock for free, which is cool. And the fact that they get like I feel like no one was mad when The Office is moving over to there,
because that's free, right? Or is that you have to pay? For
I think
that?
a good amount. There is some stuff that's free on there, but it's like there was so much of a heads up about that. No one's mad, and they are releasing like tons of behind the scenes footage and extras that haven't never been seen before.
Yeah, there are going to be so many basic people that watch The Office over and over again. And I'm not saying that watching the same thing over and over again is wrong, right? But it's not your personality, right? And there's a lot of people, The Office has become your personality, and that's all they talk about. And they're like, oh my God, I have to pay for it now. It's not on Netflix anymore. Oh, I'm so sad. Sorry.
I just bought it knowing that it was going to move off Netflix. I just bought it for $30.
Sorry.
Why are we the podcast of buying things over and over that we've either already seen or already own?
It's because
I don't like this branding that we have. It's
I actually like all the continuity.
Speaking of branding, Spider-Man has unveiled their new title for their movie. You like Spider-Man Homecoming. You like Spider-Man Far From Home. Now get ready for Spider-Man
Homewrecker.
No Way Home.
They tried to prank us.
Yeah.
Those actors. A bunch of little goofballs with Spider-Man Home Slice and Spider-Man Homewrecker
and Spider-Man Country Road Take Two.
They had 3 fake titles going across all their social medias. People still think those titles are for the 3 individual Spider-Mans. The first one's Tobey, the next one is Garfield, and the last one is Holland. But the Spider-Man, Home Alone, Home Depot. There's a lot of good memes. A lot of good memes made for it. Yeah. And they did like a cute little teaser trailer with the actors walking by this whiteboard of all the different names like they were workshopping. And somebody pointed out that around the title, the outline is it kind of fits the outline of the map of Puerto Rico. So people were like, Miles Morales? Question mark?
Oh.
Yeah, but he was, he's first generation American. Like, so, I mean, New York is his home.
Yeah, but
the thing
his
that
roots,
bugged
his
the
mom,
crap out of me about this freaking teaser is that at the very end it says only in theaters. Holiday 2021. Oh, man,
Sony is out of their goddamn mind. It's just like only in theaters. Well, I guess F everybody then, right? I mean, like, who are you kidding? You know what I mean? Like,
Sony, you better start distributing some vaccines real fast, then,
right? Only in movie theaters this Christmas. Make us money.
I just imagine that old Troy McClure bit from The Simpsons where it's like, no, works on contingency, no, money down, and now it's like only in
no,
theaters,
comma,
no, way home.
Man, I mean, I get it. We get it. Everyone wants to get back, into theaters and put life back to where it was. But like, give us. But it's too soon for you to start like forcing people to do that. Like we're a little ways out before everyone's going to be sitting shoulder to shoulder.
On the other hand, though, it's probably going to be pretty easy to sneak a camcorder into the movie theater. So I got you guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, every single pirater is just like, oh, only in theaters. Watch it.
You'll be able to put it in the seat right next to you.
Right?
They're going to rent out a theater just with all their 12
insane
friends, and everyone brings their gigantic IMAX cameras and just films it and then releases it and makes all of the money. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Anyways, Pirates.
It's really interesting because this one just has all the Spider-Man in it. It's got Doc Ock, Alfred Molina. I mean, Spider-Verse movie. I'm down for it. It sounds interesting.
Wait, is Alfred Molina still alive?
Oh, yeah.
I thought he died.
Yeah, no, he's they said he's going to be in this movie. It's Doc Ock.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they also said Tobey Maguire and what's his name, Andrew Garfield were going to be in there, and then Tom Holland's like, no, they're not going to be in there. So who knows?
They're not telling Tom Holland.
Yeah,
I mean, I believe.
So I think that's the thing that they're
that.
playing up because I mean, all the trades ran that all the other Spider-Men are going to be in there, right? And like that's something that just can't come out of nowhere. Like they haven't released a correction, and when interviewed, like all the officials have denied all of it. Not denied. They've admitted. They haven't denied. They haven't said nope, that's not true. So I mean, the story's been out there for a while, and there's been no that's not it. So I think now they're just like Tom, just go out there because you're the leaker. Just do a fun little thing where you go on Fallon or Kimmel or whatever terrible late night show host is out there and be like, hey, that's not true. Watch my movie.
Get out there and make Jimmy Fallon pretend like he's your friend.
Right? Like, right? Tom Holland walks out to Spider-Man. Jimmy Kimmel just starts rolling back laughing in his chair because he's such a weirdo. But yeah, I think they're also doing that for damage control because people are getting more excited for everything else in that movie except for Tom Holland, right? Because Tom Holland's supposed to be Spider-Man. And like, to me, he's Spider-Boy, like I can't see him fighting Venom, the Venom movie that we got. I can't see that happening.
Just so we're clear, he's the same age as all the other Spider-Men. Like, all of their movies have them in high school.
Yeah, but the thing is, he looks like, and they treat him more like a child than they do the other ones.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I mean, in the last movie, they use how many names for a child or a kid interchangeable spam throughout the entire movie, and they didn't do that with Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Yeah. So that's, whose fault is that? So all I'm saying is that I think they're trying to say, hey, be more excited for Tom and him being Spider-Man than all the stuff you're hearing in the trades about, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, Alfred Molina. Like, that's all cool, but hey, Tom's Spider-Man.
You can't tell us that Spider-Man's crossing over with other Spider-Men and not expect us to be more excited about that. Like, come on. The novelty of having a Spider-Man movie, there isn't much of one anymore. There's like 9 of them. There's so many. But Spider-Man crossing over with other Spider-Men, it's only the greatest Spider-Man movie to ever exist in animated form. And why not do it in live action? It makes the most sense.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. No matter what, we're going to watch it.
Not in theaters, though. Fuck that. No way.
Especially in this country, no. America is still going to be wearing masks and stuff all next year.
It comes out Christmas. So we got a lot of time. I'm not saying the plague will be over by then, but boy, do I wish it will.
It's not. It's not going to be. It's not in this country. No.
In 10 months, you don't think so?
Absolutely
no way,
not.
dude. We thought this was going to be over in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Come on, man. This is going to be over in 2077.
Work from home for 2 weeks. 9 months later.
Nightmare.
Exactly. Yeah. It's so insane. But everybody, that is all the time we have for this episode of Button Smash. Thank you all who've been watching live here on twitch.tv. We are Rogue Matter, for checking out our VODs on youtube.com/Rogue Matter. Checking us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and everybody listen to a podcast for free. It's for you. It's free. We're so generous. Yes. All right, everybody. Until Obama again. All right, everybody. Until next week. Until next time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting any way you can. We do this for fun. We do this for you. We'll see you later, or we'll see you another time.